Hello everyone, this is SherrickTH, and today we have been blessed with a new Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Now this is a game that a lot of people have been speculating that would come eventually because Dragon Ball Xenoverse itself was a huge success. Now if you recall, Dragon Ball Xenoverse originally started with Dragon Ball Online. That was its base. It took all kinds of assets like Mira and Toa, and the time traveling quests where you go in time and help the Z Warriors to fix the timelines. That was all taken from Dragon Ball Online. Now, if you remember yesterday, that's when the site was put up with the countdown. When I first saw the images and everything, and the title of the site itself, flythroughtime.com, I initially thought that it would have either to do something with Xenoverse because of the time placement, and then one of my friends, Algemic, he has his own channel which I linked below, he mentioned to me, what if it's Dragon Ball Online revamped and released globally? And that really sparked it for me. I absolutely love Dragon Ball Online. It was a game that I absolutely love to play. So for me to have that thought put into my head and the connections with the time, I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. But I never believed it because Dragon Ball Online has long been dead, and while I love it very much, I do not think it will make an official comeback. However, if we take a look at Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it took a lot of assets from Dragon Ball Online. But when I saw the trailer for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which was very short itself, there's not much to be seen, but just from what I was able to see, I was able to see that it took a lot more from Dragon Ball Online than the previous game did, which is what I'm going to point out. So we're going to look at the trailer over here. We see the introduction and we see an open world. Now, it's not necessarily an open world because I'm assuming that this is going to be replacing Toki Toki, and it won't be quite that large. However, we can see the characters flying in a similar way that you see the characters flying in Dragon Ball Online. It's an ability you were able to have in Dragon Ball Online. And it looks like you can explore the world in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 like that. I'm pretty sure that it will be limited to the size of the world because Dragon Ball Xenoverse isn't about being an open world RPG. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is about being an RPG combined with a fighting game where the fighting game is what drives the main story. For Xenoverse 2, the open world is just how you get around from place to place. Now, obviously, the fact that the world is larger and you're able to fly around and move around makes it a lot more fun and everything, but that's not the goal of the game. The goal of the game is the fighting. Now, what's even cooler, if we take a look over here, we can compare a lot of scenes from Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Dragon Ball Online and see that there's a lot of similarity in the open world aspect, which is, well, not necessarily an open world because it's limited in size, but it is quite a large world, and we can see the similarities between the two. But what I'd like to point out is the fact that now in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you're thinking, what other stories can we add? Because basically we had a lot of content from the original stories in the original Xenoverse, but simply looking at the trailer, we see Turles and the Dorian Zarbon, which were previously not in the Xenoverse, and we can see what's his name? Oh my goodness, Lord Slug. Yes, Lord Slug. And so from the looks of it, movie characters will be added, movie sagas will be added. Oh, and look over there, that's Bardock. We got Bardock in there, which makes me wonder, will we have a mission based on episode of Bardock? Will we actually see Bardock go back in time and be able to play as him against Lord Chill? Because that would be really cool. I'm hoping the GT story comes back because I personally love Dragon Ball GT. It's not my favorite Dragon Ball, but I do like it. I don't find any real fault with it. The Shadow Dragon Saga I liked. But anyway, that's just personally my opinion. Anyway, moving on. I wonder if it will have Dragon Ball Super content and whether it will come already in the game or whether it will come in the form of DLC. And the thing is, Dragon Ball Super content has to come to Xenoverse. It just has to. Not to Xenoverse 1, but to Xenoverse 2. Because we're getting farther and farther into Dragon Ball Super. And by the time Xenoverse 2 comes out, I imagine we might just be done the multi-universal tournament. That is just my assumption, because I'm assuming that Xenoverse 2 is going to come sometime in October, November, possibly even December, because that's still 2016, eh? But anyway, that's all I had to say for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be on the lookout because I'm going to be doing more anime-related videos, obviously focusing on Dragon Ball Z, but I will be doing things like Naruto Shippuden and all kinds of other animes. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.